Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another episode of our Chronicles of Vechaunus game, where our campaign, where we're going to be diving into a bit of the fantasy realm, as it were, into the world of Vechaunus. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and let's see if we can't try not to blow stuff up. Maybe a little. We'll see what happens.
Or a lot.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyways, I'm going to turn this on over to our lovely GM, Zariana. It is your show. At least for now.
Yes! It is my show. I thought maybe we would do something a little different this week. I thought it would be great to hear your guys' version of an intro and tell me what you think has happened in the last couple of sessions. Also, maybe because...
I think we should make Kyrath do it. We can make Kyrath do it. I nominate Kyrath, who forgot his own father was an important character.
No, first, real quick.
I knew.
Here's a summation of what Gorm's been doing. Drink.
With a dwarf, no less. I think it's more drink. And that's about all we can get out.
Well, no, it goes back and forth until he passes out.
Yeah.
I am dead serious, though, because maybe with finals I maybe forgot to do an intro. So, Kyra, what'd your notes say?
For the recap of everything, or just a recap of how we got to this?
Yup, we're gonna do a recap of last session.
Of just last session? Oh, okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4.5 pages of notes on last session.
Okay, Cliff Notes. Pretend we're Sparks.
We went to the doctor for Time of Styles, where Curiosity gave a legendary epic speech that inspired everybody about the importance of family. And we found out that he may have fallen in some hard times and signed up with a pirate crew. And Harmony decided to ask Kris about it at the meeting that he was having tonight. And then we went to the Charsong Archivist at the Quidditch Charsong Museum on the Quidditch Charsong Museum Hill, where we were met by a very strange person, if he actually is a person, with a demonic red eye, and he looks very scary, and he was so scary that he startled Curiosity into not being able to remember that Defiance was his father. So when he said, "You really look like Defiance," Curiosity said, "Has anybody ever told me that before?" And then Harmony was like, "He's your father." And then Curiosity was like, "Oh, right." I was just so scared by his creepy red glowing eye. And then we found out that they fought one of the 5 terrors on birth. And then, he told us about the genius method that the Charsong Archivist used to keep things safe by putting them in a deadly maze labyrinth full of monsters and ghouls and scary things.
It's a brilliant scheme.
And he's like, "You know what? This is perfect. You guys can help me get the thing out of here," because I was the one that put it in there, but we're going to risk your lives to get it out. It's a special book that contains the key to success. And then there wasn't enough time to do that, so we pushed that back till tomorrow. Meanwhile, Harmony went to the floating market to hand out the fruit that he just rudely dumped in his bag from the ambassador's gift table of appetizer. Which we weren't even in there long enough for him to feasibly have eaten it, because they brought us in, he dumped the fruit in, then 5 seconds later he came in and there's just no fruit. But anyways, then Vinda created some illusory blue monarch butterflies, because monarch butterflies are blue in Vechaunus. And then then they were observing the ship, and they realized that it was that Giles was on board, and they went down there to talk to him, and there was this really creepy guy who suspicious, I should say creepy, he was suspicious and kept his cloak up and did not introduce himself. And he walked away quickly, and there seemed to be something familiar about his eyes.
Alright, time's up, the intro song is over. That's most of what happened. That's most of what happened.
Then we went to the cathedral, and we saw the awesome stuff. We met this lady there.
Nothing important happens there. Nothing important happens.
Sarai.
Sarai.
Sarai. Yes, in my pronunciation, I did not use capitals to denote which syllable got the emphasis. There we go. Sarai.
Pronunciation.
And then we made an appointment to talk with the head priestess tomorrow. And then Bramble caught 14 fish and heard people talking about the seer. And then we return right when Harmony and Vinda are leaving, and he flew to the alleyway in the rain. And then Kris said he wanted to kill the boss guy and take his job, and asked if what is Harmony willing to do to make that happen. And that is right where we left off.
Why do I even make an intro? I should just have you read your notes every time. They're way more entertaining.
Because there's
but
only
it's
500.
way more entertaining than anything I write.
Because
it took like 200 years to whenever start the game. Like, oh, and there was this other thing that was connected to this thing over here that I totally forgot about.
Because the YouTube comments or introduction description stuff only allows 500 characters.
Oh, I'll maybe name the episode and put an introduction so that you can put it on the episode. It'll be post-named.
It's called Killing Kris. It's the title of the episode.
We'll see about that.
I will let Zeri decide on the name of the episode if there is going to be a name. If she doesn't get it to me by Monday, I'm making up one.
Oh no. Homework? I'm doing homework. Don't give me deadlines. Come on.
You have till at least Monday at noon, so.
You sound like one of my teachers. Maybe till at least Monday. There's plenty of time.
Of course, there's plenty of time.
Okay, hold on. I'm uploading one more thing. Next time, guys. Next time. It's gonna be great. It's just this week was a little stressful. And a little not so great, so...
I can't imagine why.
It's just... just weirdness. Just weirdness. Okay, what's that thing? Ah, there he is. There he is.
I don't know where he is. Oh, you have...
I found him. It's okay.
Where's the little dog?
Hey, who's picking his nose?
So you have a visual on Kris. I maybe just directly stole him from something else.
Giant Kris, run away. Run away. I'm going to stand on his forehead.
So it's pretty much... Okay, that's fine. So it basically he looks like this, but also imagine he's got kind of a flamboyant cowboy hat on top, and his instead of like a reddish outfit, it's more like a purplish outfit, a deep purple that helps him kind of blend into the darkness. Harmony, he kind of, as he says those words to you, he leans up against the wall, crosses his arms, and looks at you expectantly.
Alright, I just need... What was his exact phrasing so I can respond appropriately?
Kyrath, what was his exact phrasing?
He said, so Harmony, what are you willing to do to make that happen?
Sure,
I need the whole thing, not...
Fine, he said, I want the boss dead, and I want to take his job, so what are you willing to do to make that happen?
There you go. There's the exact phrasing.
You need me to do.
Well. Hold on. Okay, good. Well, I don't exactly know. I don't really know what your talents are beyond busting heads. I don't really want to cause a major scene or catastrophe, if you understand me. Thing is, I've been wanting to find a way to deal with the boss for a while now. But, my gut tells me that maybe it's time to escalate things rather quickly, as I feel like something may be going down soonish.
Something may be going down soonish. That is very helpful.
It is about as helpful as I have. I've been kept in the dark recently about things I normally wasn't. It makes me rather suspicious, as you might imagine. I mean, I don't know who you work for, but imagine you were close to someone once, and all of a sudden they're having secret meetings with someone else, and you're not allowed to attend. And when you ask about said meetings, they just say things like, it's business related, or it doesn't concern you. That is the
secret meetings, you say? Oh, that's fun. Yeah, secret meetings are not good. So it's just the secret meetings that make you want to kill the boss?
Well, that would be a little extreme if that were just the case. No, it's the meetings, it's the risk we've been taking. See, we used to just be smugglers. Smuggling lots of different kinds of things. You know, some of them. And he kind of looks around, looks down the alleyway. Some of them may be drug related. Some of them may be just straight out illegal because, you know, the Dominion's kind of stupid about what's illegal. Some of them were people. Don't mind. It's not slaves, not that kind of, but, you know, people who want to get out of the city and don't really want to take the normal channels. Or people who want to get in the city and just want to stay down low. No, we did things that were illegal, not on the one on board, but we were never quite above the line. Recently, though, boss has been taking more extreme risks. I think there've been a couple of people he's had murdered, though I can't prove it for certain.
So, what I heard from, like, I was talking to, like, happened about a month, started like about a month ago, started acting weird, and he's having secret meetings, you know, with who?
No, I'm not allowed to know. He's short, though. Gnome-sized, I'd say. He always comes in a black cloak and keeps himself very hidden. There's a phrase he has that he lets us know that it's him. And the boss man speaks to him, no questions asked. And whenever I've tried to interrupt the meeting for important business, his little friend scurries off rather quickly. I think there's probably a back door in there, or he can make himself invisible. It's rather annoying.
I think I may have a lead on that guy. Actually, I ran into him earlier today. I think I'll keep that one to myself for now, but I'll chase it down, see if we can figure out who he is. You know, because you're still a crime person, you know, I'm not sure I can actually trust you yet. But we'll work on the trust.
I mean, I can say the same for you. I'm
Obviously,
not sure if you're above the law or below it. You seem like you're maybe somewhere in the middle.
I have people counting on me, and I do what we need to do, but I prefer to keep things above board when possible. But not always possible, especially with the Dominion running around.
That is for certain. Used to be. This part of town used to be the place where those people would go through. The Dominion is not exactly the easiest place to live if you're not a Azamar, if you understand what I'm saying. And maybe there are individuals that get into trouble for ridiculous things, and this is where they come. That used to be, at least, what this side of town was supposed to be for. It has since devolved into the poor escapades and drunken lout crowd. And unfortunately, poor people have suffered for it.
So how? Well, so the gang kind of runs things around here, right? So why is it still such? If you are smuggling a bunch of things, that's got to bring in some revenue. So is the boss just taking it all? What's happening to it? It doesn't look to me like anybody's running a successful crime industry here.
Well, that is the mystery I have been trying to solve myself. See, Floating Hand Gang has been here for as long as I can remember. I was born into it, as was my grandfather. It's just sort of part of what you did. You know, some people join the police. In this section, you join the Floating Hand. It's just the way it is. Most of the time, though, it provided security and safety. There was an understanding between us and the gods. Then, somewhere along the line in my childhood, we fell on some hard times. Things just weren't going smoothly for us. The law was cracking down a little bit more than normal. The Dominion had a harder hand than they normally did, and the Duke didn't seem to care, really. Then the boss man showed up when I was in my young teens, strapping, handsome. And he looked at me and said, "You'll be my number 2 and we're going to fix things around here." And I thought, well, why not? My grandfather had served, my father had served, and did I mention I was 16? Thought it would look like a good place to go. Upward, as it were. And I will say, although it was a little apprehensive of having an angel come and be our new savior, it worked out for quite a while. Up to this point, things have been cheery. Recently, however, money seems to sort of dry up, except for the boss man, who seems to have a new suit every week, and also claims he's got new connections that are going to make us all richer than the Duke himself. But and he takes his hat off and he kind of rubs it and turns around to the back end that you hadn't seen, and you can see a hole in the rim of it. He pokes his finger through it. Let's just say that newfound wealth isn't exactly trickling down to everyone around. And he puts his hat back on.
Yeah, I've noticed that. So, well, obviously, I'd like to believe you. You did come to me. I've got to investigate this more. We got to figure out what's going on before I take any action, because I don't know if you're going to be any worse or better than the boss guy who's in charge now. Is that you not have a name? Because he's not my boss, so referring to him as such seems to do a disservice to the situation.
He never told us a name. He always told us to call him boss.
Black Crow, just pirate scum. Anyway, Avril tribe. I'm assuming he's a part of just a bunch of pirates. They used to be smugglers, actually, ironically. He used to be smugglers a long time ago. Kind of the Avril's eyes and ears, informants, those sorts of things. And then they were just like, hey, why should we just smuggle stuff and transport stuff if we can just steal it instead? So, kind of put up with them. Kind of don't like him that much. But I would be interested to hear how he ended up here.
That is the question. He sort of seemed to show up out of nowhere and solve all of our problems. And the reason, quite frankly, that I'm even contemplating his murder is not really so much of the things he's done, but the things he's going to do. And as I understand it, your people live a rather long time, and I really don't want my grandkids to be under his authoritarian no rules. I'm in my 30s now. I think I should be old enough to move things in a new direction. Perhaps one that's a little bit better for the folk around me that I actually care about. I'm not so certain he cares anymore. He did at some point, or at least I thought he did.
Well, gotta figure out what's going on, because we've had some run-ins with some people that have been influencing other people with magic, so if we get rid of him, then whoever's doing it might do the same thing to you. So I'd like to gather more information just to see what's going on. Is it just greed? Is it something more dangerous going on? It's been rumbling. Age of the Shadow Soul have been starting to move again. Been seeing him popping up wherever we go. Yeah, it could be unrelated.
That's just stories for little kids. Like, there's scary
You need
stories
to get out
to
of
keep
this
people
place a
like
little
us
more.
from doing them.
Yeah, well,
Believe in
if
spooky
you grew up where I
stories.
grew up, you'd know it's not a myth.
And
But
where's
it's
that?
been gone for so long that most people think so. And I think he's starting to do... Well, some of his agents are starting to move again. There's, well, we still haven't gotten a grasp on what they're planning, but they're planning something. And it seems like wherever we go, there's some sort of connection to them, so I've just been kind of extra careful on the lookout, but knowing more before I go into just straight up killing somebody is... but see, the problem is, if your plan is to use us to kill the boss, kind of need the people here to like us. And so
But I don't
there
really
have to
have
be...
a plan yet. I was just making my intentions known. See, I don't know
Well,
you
yes.
either. And the last time someone like you showed up and promised us the world, well, now I'm trying to kill him. So you can see I'm also a little hesitant to call you the new savior as well. Even though you did have a bit more of a posse than he did when he showed up.
Yeah, well, not looking to be a savior of just this place. Looking to help my own people, too. Gotta move on the road. But I need somebody... people here I can trust sort of as a safe base, basically. But we're not staying here indefinitely. We have other places we need to be.
Such as?
Well, I think next on the docket's across the water over to the Oasis side. But with the Duke being all dumb right now...
Well, you don't need the Duke. Do you think we do all day? The smuggling operation hasn't been shut down. In fact, actually, our smuggling operations have been fantastic. Not a single one of our ships have been stopped by anyone. In fact, I have seen Dominion boats roll on stress past us. I will
Doesn't that
say
seem a little
this:
bit weird to
whenever
you?
the bosses knew, what if it was completely normal? I wouldn't be in an alley with a guy who just destroyed my bar, now would I? Obviously, it's a little strange.
Right, so I think
Us
next
being
step...
under the radar, but not that under the radar. We're not that good.
Well, I would like to meet the boss. Next sort of steps here to feel him out, figure out what's going on. Know who we're trying to go after, and it's easier to plan.
I just don't know if that's going to be exactly possible. He's a little more paranoid now that we have some friends.
Yeah, well, then I might just have to drop by uninvited.
If you do that, just give me fair warning. I'll make sure anyone who's worth staying alive is out of there by then.
Well, trying not to kill people this time around.
It would be better. Several of the men you killed did have families. Cared about them. Which is why I haven't led a revolution myself, even though I know there's a lot of craziness going on. I do care about the people who would automatically side with him out of fear.
Yeah, well, if you just kill him outright, then there's nothing to be afraid of afterwards. I think it's perfectly clear. If we do this, it's not for you, it's for the people here. And to get rid of an obstacle.
Fine with me. I just want things to run the way that they were. I was happy smuggling and doing a little bit of nonsense in order to make things go smoothly for the other people around here. I like this town. I'm not really one for laws per se, but I'm also not a killer. I've never killed anyone. Well, I did kill one person, but that was in self-defense. I haven't killed anyone since then, I should say, and I really am not in the mood to do further. And also,
Right, so,
I'm a bit anxious about loss.
You know what? Actually, some of my party are really good at stealth. So, if you could, do you ever know when the person that contact shows up, or does it show up unannounced every time?
It's unannounced. It is not a regular thing.
Oh, frequent, just in general, is it? How long would we have to stake out the location in order to find this guy?
In the beginning, it was not so frequent. It has been a bit more, but I do know that the only reason we were doing our operation outside the bar was as soon as he talked to his friend about the portal. So I assume now that you have taken over, as soon as that information reaches his new friends, they will be meeting to give him further instructions.
Oh, great. Well, then I can get somebody to tail him, figure out who this guy is. Arousing suspicions, but if you do it, it's different. If we do it, we're already presumed hostile to the gang anyway, so it shouldn't arouse any extra suspicion on you.
I have already figured this out while you think we're in the alley.
Right. So we find the information you can't because you are in the gang. How do I contact you to make sure we can set up another meeting?
Should be not an issue, just so long as you understand where we're at. I see you as an asset. In my opinion, if you get yourselves all killed, well, I'm still around to look out for the people. If you actually do the thing, well, fantastic, then the people around here are back to their normal selves. But I am going to have as little to do with you as possible. I'm also not an idiot, and I don't expect you to keep me around once you get what you want. So I will be watching to make sure you don't stab me in the back as soon as the boss is dead because you don't like my face or whatever reason you can come up with. And as long as we understand that there is little trust between the two of us, I think we can work very well together.
That seems about where we stand right now. But hopefully we can learn to trust each other a little bit more in the future. If this whole thing works out. Yeah, well. So, off on fact-finding information missions. And, well, you won't be hearing from me, I guess. Although I guess we still got this whole bar negotiation thing, so you probably will see me some.
That I think I can smooth over a little bit. If I can I'll make sure the boss understands that I put you under my thumb. He will back off.
Great. Under your thumb. But great. Just as long as we understand that that's not actually what's happening.
Obviously. I am, in fact, a reasonable individual.
Great.
And
all right.
I
So,
have proven to you in this conversation.
well, so far, so good. Yep. So we're gonna track the guy, figure out what next steps are, and hopefully we'll resolve this for everyone's benefit.
That would be fantastic. I just want to go back to crime under the nose. That would be ideal, in my opinion.
Great. All right. Well, we'll run out of things to talk about. Should probably move on before somebody comes into this really back alley that not really feeling like somebody's
the person you
coming.
brought with you. I'm not an idiot. Obviously, you didn't come by yourself. But I appreciate the attempt to make me feel safe. I will see you around. And he tips his hat towards you. And he doesn't turn his back, but he does walk out of the alley, keeping his eye on you. And as soon as he stays with his front to you until he's out of view.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Do I think he actually could tell about me?
You have no idea.
I am
Did
going
he
with
ever
it.
look
It
in
was just
my?
a bluff.
Did he ever seem to look in my direction, wherever I was
No.
roosting in the eaves or whatever?
I mean, he looked around as he talked, but his focus was more on Harmony.
So it's
Discord
just
has now reminded me that
expecting
the-
that.
Yeah, I'm just. It definitely going with it was just a bluff assumption that he made that I wasn't
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah. So just wanted to not know about my ability like the other the bandit group. So it's not
That'd
fun.
be good because I need you to find. I need to go stake out the boss man's place and then watch for the cloaked guy. So it'd be better if they didn't know you could turn into a bird.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess we're heading back to the bar then.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, I'm starting our whole
You
town on
guys-
fire.
No.
So you watch as the
Enough
flames
with this.
engulf. No. So you move. You go back to the bar. You guys, Venda, I assume you stay in your bird form and kind of follow him backwards. You come upon your compatriots, who.
I'm like passed out, hung over the bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see Gorm just he's just out. He's just leaning over the bar. There are cups, empty cups all around him. Daphne is also passed out on a bar stool nearby.
Like I'm not
And-
leaning over the bar. I'm more like laying on top of the bar, perpendicular to it. So I'm not. It's weird.
It's a very interesting scene. I think there were some things though that I fast tracked through last session that Kyrath wanted to do. Character. I don't remember though.
Well, we were just gonna say that I scheduled my meeting with the head priestess for the next day.
Okay. Okay. So then,
Must
as
be
you,
role
so then
playing?
all, I thought he wanted to roleplay it. I'm fine
I've got a
with that.
gap between 1 and 6 forever because I have nothing in my schedule.
I'm just a priestess. I don't do anything. Just hang out. Anyway, you guys, you come back. So you come back to Kyrath and Winter and Eretheus and Bramble, who are they're either sleeping, eating, drinking, doing different things. They've all decided to keep clear of Daphne and Gorm, as clearly there's been a party, and we don't want to disturb said party.
You're not
So-
invited.
No, it is clear that the rest of you are not invited to this party.
Especially not after my weird dinner. Eating with him last time. Downstairs.
No. So, you guys are free to talk about or do as you will, besides Gorm and Daphne, who are passed out drunk.
Harmony, how did it go?
Learned some stuff. Not sure really trust him that much, but
What did you learn?
you broke up. What'd you say?
What did you learn?
We learned that who apparently has no other name, which I just find bizarre. Been seeing some unknown person who is gnome-sized almost, that wears like a cloak and covers their face, and Kris doesn't know who it is. He doesn't like it. And also that after that person started showing up, then the boss has been murdering people. Apparently they were the good criminals who just smuggled drugs, other things.
And they were good.
Were the good criminals, as opposed to the murder criminals. They're the other kind of criminals, who are still criminals, mind you. But they're the we don't murder people criminals. So he was very clear on this distinction of murder and no murder, which I get the distinction because I think he likes to think of himself as like a classy criminal, and I think classy criminal Kris does not like murder. Thinks that they're planning some other stuff. Also found out that recently, after this character has shown up, the money seems to have all vanished except for Boss Man. The boss still has money. Nobody else has any money. So there's something
Corruption in the criminal
going on with the
organization. Who'd have thunk?
right. So learned that this cloaked figure was partially kind of the timing worked out such that when he started showing up frequently, that's when the stuff with the portal and the smuggling into Zagata was happening. And so it's a pretty good bet that this person's going to want to meet with them soon. And so we need to have some people watching their place, or just Vinda in bird form, guide down, figure out who he is. Thing is, Vinda's going to need a way to signal us so that we know where she is in case she gets into trouble. Does anybody have anything that can do that?
We could all wear disguises.
Curiosity?
I'm not sure of any particular telepathic way, at least known to me anyways, or at least to my abilities. But,
Rafi could spy on them.
Rafi, who was licking his paw, stops mid-paw, looks up a little bit terrified.
Yep. Rafi could go with Vinda. They could tag team it. And then you can do that whole connect with each other and talk to each other sort of thing. So if you did
I
that
thought Rafi
again,
wanted to be
then we would
an important member of the party.
because then you could follow him to wherever he is, and then you would see it, and then you could take the rest of us there, so we could go bust down some doors if we needed to. Wait out for the cloaked, mysterious gnome-looking person, which is weird because me and Vinda had run into another cloaked figure that was not gnome-sized that I'm now remembering, even though I forgot. Somehow I was just thinking cloaked. They must be the same guy, but maybe they were part of the same organization. Who knows? Anyway,
I think lots of people wear cloaks, Harmony.
No, but like covering entire face and being secretive and like running away when you see them. But anyway, no. But he's related to Giles. We found Giles. That's the other thing we did.
You found Giles. That's excellent.
I didn't really try to convince him. Yes, he did. But he was anyway. So like this cloak.
You didn't try to convince him not to join the pirate. What were you thinking?
I'm thinking that the man has to make money somehow, and the Duke has stopped all boats from leaving the actual port, and so that's the only way he can make a living. So hopefully, once we resolve all the problems that are causing the Duke to be dumb, then he will stop being a pirate, and he will just go back to being regular. So the best thing we can do for him is to fix all the problems.
I'm just going to pretend like you didn't say that.
This is why I'm glad you weren't there. Anyway, no, the important part of the conversation was that there was this other mysterious cloaked guy who was eating with him on the pier. And when we showed up, he kind of was acting all mysterious, wouldn't like look at us and stuff. But his face looked really familiar. Like I could just see his eyes. Like there was something about its eyes, but I don't know what it was.
Why didn't you just ask Giles who it was if they were eating together?
He wouldn't tell me. So I think we need to go find him because if there's two mysterious cloaked people in one day, I think we need to go find Giles again if the ship hasn't left yet. I don't remember if he said the ship was leaving tonight or if it was leaving tomorrow. So we may have lost that window of opportunity. But he said that cloaked guy was the one who like recruited him to go join the pirates. And Kris said that ever since this guy showed up, none of their smuggling ships has been stopped by any of the authorities at all. It was weird. And so did Kris.
So the whole harbor is on lockdown, but the smuggling ships can just sail right out?
Yes. So I'm thinking the people they're working with is somebody inside the government. So let's see, was certain things. Oh, right. So he wants us to help him kill the boss so that they can fix all the problems. But we're not going to do that until we actually figure out what's going on. So he's also said that he's basically just going to lie to the boss and say he's got the bar situation under control. So we should, as long as you just keep an eye out, we should be fine for now. Like I said, don't really trust him, but he's one of the non-murdering criminals. So at least he's better than the average criminal who apparently now murders people. So I guess that's a win to have the non-murdery guy on our side. Well, I guess it would kind of be a win to have the murdery guy on our side too, because then it would be a lot easier to solve problems. But as in he wouldn't murder us. As in he wouldn't murder us. Curiosity. If the murderous guy is on our side, at least he's not going to kill us.
Those who violate the law like that are still going to violate the law any other way they can.
Kris is not he's just better than everybody trying to kill us, okay? So we're going to take this one step at a time, find out some more information. It'll be good.
What if Kris is actually the murdery guy and he's just trying to trick you into killing Bossman, who's the
That's why we are investigating everything, Curiosity. Yes, that thought had in fact crossed my mind. And if that is true, then all we have to do to gain good favor with the boss is to tell him about Chris's plan to kill him, and then he'd be like, dude, you just turned in my lieutenant, thank you very much. And now that he likes us. And so if that is the case, then we win favor with the boss. So either way, we win, as long as we make sure we know what's going on before we intervene. Unlike when we went into the block, which I regret a lot. So if we just intervene after we know what's going on, and since we're kind of already opposed to the gang because of the whole bar incident, if we go tailing people out of the base, it's not going to raise suspicion on Kris either. But we also don't want to make the wrong people mad, so they don't come try to kill us. Because if it is people in the government, we make them mad. Well, in my case, they're not going to come down to this place anyway. Never mind. That's a dumb fear. Anyway, so that is what I have learned. And does anybody have a better idea other than Vinda Rafi team up? Oh, sorry. That is Winsome, right? Some team up.
Rafi he just sort of eyes off as soon as you say that name and just puts his paw down slowly and stares off to the distance as though he's remembering some long memory.
Yeah,
it's very stoic.
Which name do you prefer?
Which name do you prefer, Rafi? Or Winsome? Okay, I'm calling you Rafi.
Okay, I think we need a better way to structure that question.
I think we need a better way for everybody to just stop worrying about this, and I don't think that Winsome / Rafi actually cares that much, because you've been calling him different names for the past 50 years. Yeah, so, if you're not used to it by now, confusing. Then he's got some problems, right? And some because I just think it's a better name.
Anyway.
But Curiosity just shrugs.
Curiosity is like drilling in, trying to figure out what Rafi is saying.
No, he was looking at Harmony like that. I shrugged at Harmony. He's like,
yeah, that's why I shrugged at you.
I might be able to create illusory disguises. I'm not sure how good an idea that would be either, though. I might.
I feel like Cat and Bird are much less likely to get noticed in case the illusions go bad. Like as we're standing in the middle of the street, you know?
Yeah.
So, did they just have a... Well, we're never going to be able to sell anything out of this bar. It's going to all be gone by the time we actually do anything here.
So, where are we supposed to pick up their trail and trail them? You think that they're going to come here?
Headquarters place?
But we know where the headquarters is?
They're just off at places before. We'll just follow, it's fine. We'll just be on the lookout. It'll be good.
So when are we going to do this following? Because tomorrow seems to be booked a little bit.
Well, yeah, what's going on with tomorrow?
Well,
I'm going to meet with the head priestess of the Cathedral of Tears.
And then we were to report back to the gentleman with the...
We have to brave the labyrinth.
Yes.
Of that creepy guy with the red
so
eye.
Why didn't he say that was going to take all day? Why did you schedule is this meeting that you have with the priest is important, or could you have scheduled it for
Don't worry,
not
it's tomorrow
tomorrow?
at sunrise. It'll be quick.
Okay, so it's gonna be before Gorman actually wakes up. Okay, that's okay.
Binda is laughing in character.
As long as it's before the afternoon, it should probably be before Gorm wakes up.
No, we're gonna make you wake up before that. We're dragging you to this labyrinthy thing.
I mean, technically, alcohol is a poison, so I should be able to use magic on it to cure him of alcohol damage to his liver.
Stop trying to cure everyone of their hangovers, okay? They have to learn consequences.
I think they knew what the consequences were going in, and they just didn't care.
Well, still.
However,
they should
if we
still
don't have
live
to
with
suffer the consequences, that's even better.
I have a feeling Daphne would probably punch you for taking away the
The
enjoyment.
hangover?
Yeah, because that's the whole part and parcel of being a dwarf. You drink the alcohol, you get the buzz and everything, and then you deal with the consequences.
She'll be perfectly fine.
Well,
She'll just wake up in the morning.
I'll
and yell
just
fury and
bribe
make
Gorm
bacon.
with curing his hangovers from drinking if he signs the contract.
Not doing.
I don't think the way hangovers work. I don't think you'd have to cure me right now before I lose all the water from my brain.
Yeah. But this is
What is
also
it right now?
magic.
What time is it?
Yeah.
Probably midnight, close to 1.
Okay, yeah, I'm going.
Midnight. Okay, I need to go to bed.
Suddenly, Gorm just falls headfirst over the other side of the counter and thuds down.
Is he okay?
Over to make sure that he's not laying on his back so he doesn't choke on his own vomit. And I'll just. hit him
I think
on
he's
the
well.
side.
I think he's well past the vomiting stage.
Well, I don't know. I'll just in case. You never know. Just in case.
The epic tale of Gorm the Adventurer comes to a swift
Let's
end.
do another
Murdered
roll
by
to
a
see.
paladin dwarf in a drink off. Not from alcohol poisoning, but from choking
No,
on
no.
his own vomit.
No, it
Random
would be
Jeffrey Bells.
suicide by alcohol poisoning by choking on his own vomit.
Randall and Jeffrey fell asleep and they didn't even look twice
Hey,
at
what
Gorm.
happened to my bowl over here?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
everybody just ignores Gorm except.
Why is there the secondary adventures, the Chronicles of Kairos Bowl?
I don't know.
I made a constitution roll to see if I vomit.
I'm hoping you fail.
Yeah.
I got a 15.
Yep, so
That's
I'm
pretty
going to
good.
bed. I don't know about everybody else.
Everyone's off to bed?
Alright, it sounds like we're going for bed.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright. You guys get some rest. Not much happens. It seems like... does anyone take a watch? Or does everyone just pass out?
Oh, I'm gonna make some more healing bandages.
Okay.
I'll take the second shift. I would have already fallen asleep though, but
I mean, I'm not sure it's really needs to be announced at this point, curiosity, but sure. Okay. You're doing that.
Make
The
sure
thing that I do every night, all the time, always.
Yeah.
I just
And
imagine
hopefully
it
also
every night before Curiosity goes to sleep. He goes to Harmony. He's like, Harmony, I'm gonna go make some bandages.
Yep.
No, it's like, but first we're going to spar.
Oh
Inside the
yeah.
bar.
Like, never mind.
What are we gonna do tonight, Pinky? We're gonna
Same
make some
thing we
healing
do every
bandages.
All right, you guys do your routine nightly prep that is done every single night, and finally get to sleep. If anyone takes a watch, you notice that it's actually a peaceful night. It seems like Kris has kept his word. You don't see anyone really watching the bar. You don't see anyone trying to get into the bar. Everyone's kept a pretty good wide berth from it. Eventually, whoever wants to gets up first, and hears at the door.
Is that before or after I leave to my sunrise meeting?
This is whoever gets up first hears this.
Okay, well, I was going to get up to fly to the Cathedral of Tears at sunrise, so if it's... then I guess I hear it.
Okay.
And I'm probably in the same room as you, and I was going to wake up when you woke up, so...
Hello, who is it? We're closed.
Yeah, I know.
I would have woke up on the second knock.
I have a message. Another message.
Oh my goodness, more messages.
You hear the sound
I'll get
of breaking glass as Gorm throws an empty bottle that was behind the counter.
I mean, you hear me yelling from the upstairs. Gorm, be nice. Don't open the door for Gorm. I'm coming to get the message.
No, he hasn't moved. He's still behind the counter. There's just a bottle nearby.
Pretty sure that you shouldn't be breaking the bottles, but also, like, you paid me a gold last time. Am I getting the same amount? I mean, I've been pretty good, and I waited till, like, it was morning before I came. I could have come earlier, but I didn't.
Gorm throws
So I
another
feel like
bottle
I
out into the middle of the room somewhere. He's not aiming anywhere. It's just a glass bottle just flies out from behind the bar.
And then I yelled,
Breaks on the
Jeffrey,
table.
As soon as you do that, you hear a thud as the hammer comes, Daphne's hammer hits the table, hits the ground really hard, and she just says, "Shut up with all your noise! The bottles, the yelling, the everything! It's too much!" She goes right
I
back
make
down.
I make a point of purposely kicking every single chair on my way over and knocking them over and rattling my spears and just clanging everything within reach. What? Oh, is this too much for you? I'm sorry
You
that
need
we
to make a
inconvenienced
dexterity
you.
save. Make a dexterity save.
Gorm's gonna try and drag himself up onto the counter and throw a bottle at him. An empty one, but still a
that's
glass
pretty
bottle.
good.
Add it on. So
Dexterity acrobatics.
Vinda is
Yeah, I
asleep
got
right now, but boy, would she
12.
improve.
Arithias gets up. I'm up. The racket. And Harmony is going to take some damage.
You definitely dodge as Daphne's large hammer just gets. She's clearly still dealing with the alcohol, so she's not very accurate. But the hammer swings wide just above your head. She lets go of it. It flies across the room and hits the wall opposite of her, and you just feel like this heavy weight whoosh past you as you're knocking over chairs, and she's just like, "Shut up! Shut up! Please, shut up!"
hang on a second.
Gorm rolls a 12, trying to throw a bottle at Harmony.
That
What's
you have to roll it with
you
advantage.
can attack roll?
Yeah, it's just a glass bottle.
Improvised weapon, no bonuses. That would be considered a thrown weapon. So unless he's proficient,
I should get accuracy.
you should get accuracy?
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
I don't know what's going on.
minus
Guys,
whatever
still have a
drinking.
message to send. Message. I got stuff to do. Message.
Purposely walking very slowly over.
I go
there.
over and open the door.
Yeah, I was. Fine.
So as Harmony's
Hello.
trying to figure
What's
out
the
his
message?
retaliation to the hammer being thrown at his head, Curiosity, you quickly whip open the door. You see the same small boy that was there yesterday. He holds up a paper message. Message! And then he holds
Thank
out his
you.
hand, an empty palm. No.
Glass bottle flies out the door past you, missing you.
Gorm, don't throw stuff at the messenger. Someone could get seriously injured.
We're throwing it. The wings. Oh.
You want the message
Okay,
or
I
not?
hand him a silver piece.
What, you trying to do a cheesecake over the day?
I don't have him a lot of money. Someone else tipped you last time. You have to come back tomorrow and
Yeah,
hope
it was
somebody
all
else opens
freaking
the door.
gold. This is late.
Gorm is still. They're still talking.
I
Gorm
could
throws
eat
another
this
bottle.
message.
He doesn't care who he is. Just one of the two people talking.
Hold on.
I can give you this magical bandage that you can use to treat injuries. Would you like that?
Are
Curiosity.
you high?
Is there an issue with money?
Yes, there is.
Are you
This
high?
person is extorting
have
us.
Have you been taken? I'm just asking what is owed.
I'm going to give you a
Taking it
bandage with mystical, magical properties, and you don't want it.
What do I
Ooh.
look like, an idiot?
I rolled a 16.
Would you like me to demonstrate some magic?
Curiosity, hush.
What happens with this bottle?
Arethias will swap the silver piece out for a gold piece and give Curiosity his silver piece back.
He looks at you. He puts an eyebrow up. And I was extra on time this time.
See, I told you he was extorting us.
He's trying to take advantage of our generosity. Tell you what.
How old are you, kid?
I'm 14. I know how this stuff works.
Oh, in that case, you only get a gold piece.
So does the bottle hit the kid or Harmony?
I'm sorry,
I'm
what?
not even standing at the door right now.
I rolled a
Here's
16.
No, Harmony's
standing
not.
at the door.
Bramwell wants to
Harmony's-
offer.
Whoever
wants to offer
the
him
loudest
fish.
talk and most talking has been done. That's the next spot. That's what
It's
the
all-
next bottle.
And use his skill
There's-
persuasion.
What are you doing, Bramble?
I'm offering him a fish, and I want to use his skill persuasion.
Where are you? Because right now Curiosity is at the door, and
Well, I would
Arethias is
spend
like it's
like
kind of
a minute up.
it's kind of a tight space.
Throwing fish at him. Here, take this.
Glass bottles flying out, fish flying out.
Fish slappers! Fish slappers!
I mean, there's no way.
Who
There's
did
no
you say
way a
was
glass
that?
bottle would hit. If you're throwing glass bottles at the door, you're just gonna hit Curiosity because his wings take up the
Who-
whole door
You
space.
said curiosity.
Okay, yeah, I hate curiosity.
Let me try talking to him. Let me see if I can use my persuasion.
Okay.
Fine. I've got things to do. He closes his fist and he hands the message to you, Curiosity. Cheapskates.
Thank you.
And then he runs off.